Hey, what's up, everybody? Day two, officially, I guess you could say, of our quarantine social distancing status. And for some of you all that are highly extroverted people, you love being around people, the side effect of not being able to be in your sport is also not being able to be on your team, to be around your teammates. And for some of you, though, that you're introverted, you love practice, you love your team, you love the sport, but when it's over after a couple hours of the game or the practice, you're ready to be alone and just get alone time. For either one of us, this is a challenge right now to be apart from everybody, to not be able to do the sport you love, to not be able to be around your friends. So what to do during this time? So right now I'm speaking to you from my home gym. Now, one of the benefits of my ministry is our office, if you will. My office is here at home as well. So this whole idea of working from home isn't too weird and new for me. But I wanted to share with you what works for me during the day, during those days when I have a ton of office work to do and I don't really have any appointments or meetings or things that are scheduled outside of my home. So for those of you that are stuck in your home and this is new to you, I hope that this helps. So number one, I just wanted to emphasize this concept, if you've never heard of it before, didn't think about it, and that's establish for yourself a routine. I mean, the blessing in this idea is that you get to set your own schedule. You're not being told what to do or when to do it. You get to do it when you want to. The threat and danger to this, though, is that because you're in your own home, you can really be tempted to be incredibly lazy. You can lay around and binge watch way too much, and before you know it, these weeks go by, and you're given the opportunity to get back into the things that you love, and you're ill-equipped to step right in and keep on running to the degree that you were before this social distancing phase began. So establish a routine for yourself. Get out of bed at a decent time every morning, set your alarm and get up. It doesn't need to necessarily be 6 a.m. every morning. If you're not a fan of early rising, maybe you do sleep in a little bit and it's 7 or 8. But schedule that time that you're going to get up every morning, which then on the backside of that is you're scheduling time to go to bed. You're not purposely staying up till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. So whatever that routine is that you're normally used to, stay on something very similar to that. Get up in the morning, spend the quiet time. Start your day and start to condition yourself with opening your Bible, reading about the Word, getting into maybe a very topically based devotional. And then in addition to that, you're setting yourself up for not only how to handle these circumstances, you'll be surprised how God begins to speak into your life in this area, but you'll be setting yourself up for the day ahead. Make sure you get into prayer and ask God to help guide you through the day. One of my prayers lately has been to help me not be lazy. Help me to stay engaged and working on things that need to be done to honor Him by the way I work. One of my favorite scriptures is that whatever my hands find to do, I do it with all my strength. So currently when I'm finding myself things to do is more what we call in FCA, at least, is working on the ministry. So in your own right, consider how you can be working on yourself because you can't work in things like you previously were last week. So after you get into your day, schedule things that you want to do. I know the school systems are scheduling online class time, some assignments and things to work on. So schedule that time during your day where you're going to intentionally sit down at your desk or at a dining room table and you're going to work on your schoolwork. You're going to work on that mental game, if you will, and stay sharp on those things that are important at this stage of your life. I'm coming to you from my garage gym. So what I intend to do, so I'm not just sitting behind a computer or a TV or something all day, is I get up and I get out here and I get my workout in. There is something powerfully available for us internally when we do these sort of things and we're managing our schedule. So when I get up in the morning and I eat a certain meal, chemicals are released in the body if I eat a healthy meal. If I'm into my spiritual time, there's just a feeling within inside of me of things that come alive as a byproduct of that time. When I'm out here working out, chemicals are released that make me the kind of person I want to be. And I promise you, if you allow yourself to be lazy and fall into the temptation of not doing any of this stuff, you won't have those releases that you're looking for that will set you up to be the kind of person that you want to be. Take those times maybe around your house to work on a small project. Take 30 minutes to an hour break from doing anything that you have to do in these areas and just work on something. My wife and I repainted our guest bathroom this weekend and just added some highlights here and there to spice things up a little bit. There's a couple boards that got to be replaced in the fence. We'll get to those over the next couple weeks where we'll just get outside, get some fresh air, get some vitamin D, and just do something together since we both have to work from home. Of course, we're going to schedule this time for meals and maybe things to do together as a family. We're going to break away, maybe play a board game together as a family or build a puzzle together as a family. These are things that aren't necessarily things I personally enjoy to do. I wouldn't do those in my free time if I was by myself, but in the essence, in this whole thing, to consider others more important than myself, then I'm going to make time for those things so that we can all get something out of this time to grow together as a family. So again, in the evening after dinner, we're going to watch our shows. We're going to turn our brain off to this idea of coronavirus and all the effects and just how paralyzing this thing can be for some people. We're going to allow ourselves to be just consumed by this topic and all the things that we can do. We're going to set our mind on the things that we can do, and we're going to focus on those things. We're going to be good at those things. We're going to honor the God and glorify Him by the way we respond to this season of uncertainty. And listen, I want to be very clear with you. My wife and I tell our daughters this. This stuff sucks right now. All right, you're not doing the things that you love to do the most, and we get it. But there's no good that can come from us continuing to focus on it and complain about it and rant about it on social media and draw everybody's attention to it. But there's a ton of good that can come from us considering others more important than ourselves, focusing on ourselves in a new way by setting for ourselves a good schedule for the day. And one day at a time, we're going to continue to move through this. And by doing our part individually, collectively, we will have done our part to put this virus dead in its tracks, allow technology, allow our experts to catch up and provide for us the things that are necessary to deal with this. And before you know it, it'll be behind us, just like Hurricane Florence was a couple of years ago, and we'll continue to move on. Again, I know this stinks. And my heart hurts for all of you that want to continue to be an athlete. So many of my friends, even at my age, are athletes as well. I had a competition that was scheduled for this coming Saturday. I've been working hard for it for 5 months, and now I don't get to participate in it. I've got to wait until maybe April if we're back to normal by then. I've got tons of friends that are those figure bodybuilder types, right, that do incredible prep for weeks and weeks and weeks to get ready, and all their competitions are scheduled between now up until May. So I get it. This hurts for everybody, but let's just do our part individually to set our minds on things that we can control, and we'll be better for it on the backside. So I hope that this helps some of you, and if you need any additional tips or pointers, man, reach out to us on Team FCA. We're going to try to serve you in unique ways through this. And here's your opportunity to try to serve other people in unique ways as well outside of what was normal for you before this began. So we love y'all. We'll continue to pray for you daily. And if you need anything from us, don't hesitate to ask. There's that old phrase, right, that you have not because you ask not. We're not mind readers. We don't know exactly what you need because we're all different in different circumstances. Don't be afraid to ask. Don't be afraid to reach out. You can get on our website and throw out prayer requests so we can pray more specifically and intimately for you. But we'll see you when this thing is over, all right? God bless.